let's get to a caller. Caller, good morning, and thank you for calling into the Bob and Steve Show. You're live on the air. Your first name, what's on your mind?
Hey, Bob, it's Anthony Fanucci.
Hey, good morning, Mayor. How are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. What's happening?
Yeah, well, I was listening to the menu over there, and I was thinking about a little surf and turf, maybe a nice bowl of pasta.
Oh, always good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Mayor, you kind of engaged with Brian's announcement this week, which has been an exciting week for him.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. So what's your thoughts on all this?
Well, first of all, you know me, Bob, and I mean, we've been friends a long time, and you know how that I love to see good young people get involved, and get some energy infused into what makes really good sense in government.
Yep.
And I'm very excited for him. I think this is yet just the beginning for Brian. He's a smart, intelligent, articulate young guy, and he's got a lot going for him, and a lot of experience in the defense sector, which is unique. Every time he and I chat, I think I learn a little something different about military and the weapons and stuff that are produced and made. You're in awe sometimes, and we take for granted just how strong of a nation we really are, and just really what a powerhouse we have, thanks to these companies that make these kinds of things, such as Brian's company.
Yeah. I will tell you, Brian, Mayor Fanucci and Anthony, I am proud to call you a friend, and you and I at one point we were one of those young guys, right? So
sure.
And all that work, that set that stage, brings Mayor Fanucci, Brian, who is a great example of bringing these initiatives and revitalizing a city.
Absolutely.
I mean, Vineland shows is proof of the pudding. If there's a recipe here, Meredith, no pun intended, if you're serving this thing up and we're making a pot of gravy sauce, whatever you call it, the ingredients of what makes it work is what's happening here in Vineland.
I know the roads are better.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, and there, that's for sure. And not to stir up a strong debate, but it's gravy to me. So,
there you go.
There we go. We'll fight later.
No, and that's
Okay.
that's one of the things that's great. I mean, Mayor Fanucci, I appreciate you calling in. Good morning. This is one of the things that's so inspiring to guys like me that I want other young Republicans to get inspired by. When you look at the work that you've done here in Vineland, obviously with Bob Greco and his background as chairman of the Cumberland County Republicans, Steve's background as being an operative. I mean, there's different parts of the equation that young people, young Republicans, I'm talking to you out there, that can get involved. You can be the candidate. You can be the guy behind the scenes. You can be the guy that's being the organizational leader. And right now on this phone, you've got 3 experienced individuals that have all experienced that. It's inspiring.
These kids, they forget that I was once the vice chair of the Philly YRs. I realize it was a lifetime ago, but geez.
No, and this is what's so important, because use your eyes to see what these individuals, what these political animals, as it were, have done over their course. And what Mayor Fanucci has done here in Vineland, it's a very challenging environment, and the fact that he is taking a page out of Reagan's playbook and working with both sides of the aisle and being effective at it. And that is a page that can be replicated all across the state of New Jersey and the nation, to that matter, because there's a lot of things. You can't be to a point of getting everything that you want. That's part of negotiation. That's what I do in my world in defense and aerospace. When you issue a proposal or a contract is issued, that was formally negotiated down from what was originally proposed to actually what was awarded. It's the same thing through the bill and legislative process, whether it's a local or a county or even state or federal level. And Mayor Fanucci has been very successful at that in making sure that the residents here are taken care of.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you're right. I mean, you know what? There's no real secret sauce, at least not in my opinion. I think that it's it's good common sense. It's common sense government, which is lacking all over the place, especially at the federal level.
Yeah.
And that's really the thing. And Cush and Bob and I mean, we've had conversations many times about what it means to make sense, but sometimes these people lean on that partisan line as a crutch.
Yeah.
It's their angle if they just don't like you or just don't want to hear what you have to say. And, the country, listen, we've built our values stronger every year on the fact that we've been able to listen to people, compromise, and come to good solutions. And that's what you're going to find will be a strong point with Brian, amongst some other good elected officials. And you're right, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It's good common sense.
Yeah.
I saw someone make a comment on one of your posts and says, well, what party are you with? The Common Sense Party.
Right.
I mean, that's the party we're with today. Because frankly, on both sides, We've got people that are so far extreme, you don't even know what to do with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and this is a clear message, Brian, too. That Anthony, I want to tell you that what's important is, and knowing your character of one, that look, there are those core beliefs that you have as an individual that drives you to want to serve the public, but yet when you're elected mayor, you have a job to serve the public, right? So this is what it's all about. There are certainly those core values, but at the end of the day, Vineland, for a great example, is a melting pot. You know, in this melting pot of diversity, I will tell you that's what makes this great city great. And having someone who sends a clear message allows it to grow in all aspects of this community.
Oh, take it a step further. I mean, to the mayor's point, look, when you're an elected official, you don't just represent those that voted for you. You represent that entire district or municipality or county, etc. And we need to start, and Mayor, you and I have had these conversations multiple times. We need to remind the voters and those that are in office, let's focus on the things we agree on, not the stuff that we disagree on, because I'm sure there's plenty of that. But we need to focus on the things that we agree on. And just because someone's part of another party doesn't mean that their idea is automatically something that's not good, or you don't want to give them a win. And that's what the Democrats, unfortunately, are doing by being obstructionists in D.C. with the president, because they could have solved the DACA issue. They could have solved an infrastructure issue. They don't want to give this man a victory. And the same thing boils down to state level, to county level, to local level. And that mentality, unfortunately, is the way it is right now in 2019. And when we speak out and we do the success stories like what Mayor Fanucci has done here in Vineland, it should be a framework for others to replicate.
Yeah, Mayor, we're down to 3 minutes before we get to the top of the hour. Anything that in this segment you want to wrap up with? What's on your mind?
Yeah, please, and thanks,
Sure.
Bob. You guys really hit the nail on the head with this, and they don't want to give him a victory because they don't like him.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He's the commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
We work with people every day we don't necessarily like, and everything is about a negotiation. And if they looked at all the points that they do agree on, they'd realize that there's probably only maybe 2, 3, or 4 points that they don't agree on, and then they can negotiate their way into what's right.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is we're here elected by the people to serve the people.
Yep.
I'm the mayor of all, and that's just what it is, Bob. When you were chairman, you were chairman of all.
Yep.
You couldn't be selective, even though some days we want to rip our heads out and just say, this is ridiculous, but we do. We govern for everyone, and that's the bottom line, and that's where elected officials go wrong. Yeah. They don't remember that they govern for all people, but I wish you well, Brian, as always, and Bob and Kush, always good to talk to you guys, and we'll have the gravy and sauce debate later.
Yes, we will.
Matter of fact, we'll have Bob make it for us.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go.
Listen, there's nobody better, Anthony, by the way, than your mom. How many times have we sat in your office when mom's down the hall cooking sausage and gravy, right? So
always, right?
Nobody better than mom. So whatever mom calls it, whatever mom makes, that's what it is.
As soon as she started cooking, everybody started pulling into the parking lot.
That's true. I think, Brian, all too often, Anthony kind of get the gist. He started to realize Bob always rolls up here around 11:45.
That's true, but it's all right. It was always good to see you.
That's right. Well, listen, my friend.
You guys have a great day. Bob, thanks for giving me some time this morning. Good luck, Brian.
All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
To everybody out there, have a great weekend and enjoy the good weather.
You do the same, Mayor.
God
Thank
bless,
you so
guys.
much.
See you later.
Thank you for calling in.